Mike Malibu. Let's kick it.
Alright, stop. Turn the TV up and listen. Malibu is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. I want to watch cartoons daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. So I play a lot of cartoons on the Kids Club show. To the extreme, I want cartoon action. Fox Kids Network is my satisfaction. Skate on my K-Dub skateboard, tangled up in my guitar cord. Awesome! When I play a melody, anything less than K-Dub is a felony. Monday through Friday, Saturday too. The Fox Kids Club has the shows for you. If you like cartoons, yo, I'll show them. Check out these tunes, see if you know them. Malibu, baby. Malibu, baby. Malibu, baby.
All right, and so what do we got next, Finest? What are we talking about?
I think we should talk about old school cartoons when we were kids, and something that I think's gone away. You know, my kids, when they want to watch cartoons, they just go on to Netflix and watch whatever the hell they want, and however many episodes they want, and whatever show they want. But back when we were kids, we had blocks of programming or whatever, and for a short period of time when we were kids, there was a host. And I don't know if you remember, his name was Mike Malibu. Goofy looking bastard with like Hawaiian shirts, backwards hat.
And you know what, like in my head, he kind of looked different than he did whenever I watched this YouTube video that you found of him. But he looked pretty fucking creepy, really, dude. Like a little bit more scary than I remember, like a cool surfer type dude or whatever. And I guess that's what he is, but a little bit different than than what I remember from being like 10 years old.
He definitely looks like the kind of guy that if you were at the mall with your parents would be like, "Hey, let's go over here. Let's get away from that dude."
That dude's probably selling meth. No, but I mean, he was fucking awesome. I remember whenever he was a kid. And if you guys want to look it up on YouTube, his name was Mike Malibu. I'm sure you all had your own version of Mike Malibu wherever you were located. He hosted the fucking cartoons, and he would say
every commercial break, he'd say some goofy shit.
Yeah, it would just be something stupid, and which the video that I put is going to be the Malibu baby video. So like, that's just weird. And Chad was saying something before we started recording about the claymation in the video. That impresses me, because if that was really just localized, like if they weren't just trying to get a Mike Malibu in every city or state that kind of looked like that, that's pretty good for some local claymation.
What was he local?
He was definitely local. I don't know if there was more of them, but I met Mike Malibu twice when I was a kid. One time,
was it in the back of a van?
Yeah, in the back of a van. He was like, "Hey, I got some candy and some free Ninja Turtle posters or whatever."
I wonder.
Do you guys remember Discovery Zone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One time, I went to a birthday party at Discovery Zone for one of my cousins, and he was just there, like, riding around on a skateboard. I don't know if he was with Fox or if he was just hanging out at the Discovery Zone. But
did anybody call the cops?
Hey, it's Mike Malibu. That's weird.
The second time that I met Mike Malibu was at I was coming out of their show. He like emceed the show. Like it was like the only thing my dad ever took me to when I was a kid. It was at the Shrine Mosque, and he opened up the show and was telling people to sign up for the kids club, and like that kind of like he rode his motorcycle, or not his motorcycle, goddamn motorcycle would actually be cool. He rode his skateboard out on the stage.
Okay, so
you know what he was also on? He an episode of a Dateline NBC. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. He had condoms in his pocket. Yeah, I remember.
He rode his skateboard. He rode his skateboard right up to the house. No, but one question, though, serious question is, I wonder when the style of like flipping your hat, bill up, when is it going to come back in style?
Bring it back, man.
I feel like it's later this year, early 2018. Like, you can kind of feel the trends coming, and I'm pretty sure it's coming up soon, man.
Or about the ponytail through your hat.
that I don't think that ever went out of style. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember thinking Mike Malibu was cool, and then I feel like he was replaced with somebody, but I cannot remember who at all. But I feel like whenever he went away, there was someone new for a minute, and then I don't remember.
Podcast.
Dude, that dude's addicted to meth now for sure.
For sure. That's what happens when you get like, all this star and fame.
Yeah,
I mean, he was like a megastar.
You know, he's probably making like 200 an appearance. Like this dude, fucking was just rolling in it.
Oh, he's caused so much myth.
But
so much myth.
So much.
So speaking of Malibu,
go ahead.
Speaking of Malibu, did you guys ever get the Kids Club card that he was always hawking on TV?
I don't think I ever did, man. I don't remember having the Kids Club membership, but you obviously did, Finest.
I didn't. It was the coolest thing in my childhood. You got like a magazine in the mail every month.
What was in the magazine?
It'd be like articles about like Batman the animated series, or like it was pretty much superheroes nonstop because that was 90s cartoons were pretty much dominated by superheroes. So it was like Batman the animated series, Spider-Man, X-Men. Then every once in a while you get like a Bobby's World or something.
That sounds pretty fucking awesome though. Even if it is Bobby's World was awesome.
The coolest thing was I had a wallet when I was a kid, and it came with like an official plastic card with your name on it or whatever. And I was like,
shit.
It's pretty much like having a driver's license.
Yeah, you had to feel very adult from that card.
You could get a free ice cream cone with it. So,
how many? Just once?
Just, I think just once.
What, did they write down your name? How the fuck did they know? You should just keep going in there.
All I know is I got one time.
Well, that's better than nothing, dude. Because it was free. Was it free?
Yeah.
Not the ice cream cone, but the membership.
Yeah, you just had to, like, send your name in.
That's pretty fucking cool, dude.
That was back when you had to actually, like, mail something in to get free stuff. I remember one time I mailed, I think multiple times, the Smokey Bear commercial to get, like, the comic book. And those bastards never sent me a comic book.
Damn! That's fucked up.
I'm pretty sure it ruined my childhood.
Is that why you started forest fires?
You became a pyro after them?
I
mean, what else do you expect? You never got the comic. Jeez.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Because I remember McGruff McScuff or something 65602 or something. Griff McGruff or
McGruff the Crime Dog.
Maybe
Take a bite out of crime.
Maybe okay. That was totally not even related to what I was just talking about.
It's not the dog that fucking wore a trench coat and he was like a detective.
Yeah, I just completely got that mixed up with Smokey and the Bear. Or one of them as a comic book.
Oh, so you became a criminal because you didn't get the comic.
No wonder you never got your comic book because you were writing to two different people.
You were writing the Smokey the Bear for a fucking McGruff the Crime Dog comic book. Of course they didn't send it to you.
He's probably like, look at this guy. This kid needs something else besides a comic book. You can't even get the right letter to the play or right place.
Yeah, they probably felt really bad for him.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
They kept all your letters.
You were secretly sending them to Finest.
They have it in a government handbook or database right now. It was all part of this. Hey, but hey, you guys remember Mutant League?
Yes, Mutant League.
Oh my God, that's what I was going to bring up.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, great minds alike.
That came on like at 6 o'clock in the morning before school.
Super early.
It was it was an amazing show. Like I can see why it only lasted for a couple months or whatever because it was really violent.
Yeah.
Like every episode, someone lost an arm or a leg or something. And
dude, what was cool about that was the rejuvenation chamber, dude. Not only is it called a rejuvenation chamber, so that's fucking cool when you're 10, but they would just be in it and like their shit would like grow back. That was fucking awesome, man. Really cool show.
Plus, the main character's name was Bones Justice. That's like the most badass name in the world.
Doesn't get much more badass than that. And I can't remember his friend's name, the Lizard, but he was pretty cool too.
All I remember is Bones Justice, a lizard dude, and then like the bad guys were like demon troll things. Is that right? Like goblin-looking things?
But that guy that made the Mutant
Yeah.
League, first they were video games. I think the video games came first. I think so,
Yeah,
because there's like Mutant League
There's
football,
like a
and then
mutant
there was a few
football and
different ones.
hockey.
But they just come out with a new game, or in the process of it, because Chad, did you fall asleep?
No, I'm reading the Wikipedia. Razor Kid, that's the
Razor.
lizard.
Oh my
I remember
god!
That's a badass name, too.
KT Slater. I remember because that was remind me of New Kids on the Block. When it's like AC Slater or something was the name on.
That's from Saved by the
Or
Bell.
not- Or Saved by the Bell.
But yeah, that
I'm
was a
like,
good
mixed
one.
up.
But yeah, I think there's a new Mutant League game, and I think they might have like slightly changed the name because I don't know if that dude still had the rights. But I was watching it on this gaming channel, Up Up Down Down, which is like the WWE gaming channel. But they were talking to the dude who made that game, and they were playing it, and so that's
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah.
We
I
were
mean,
just
I
talking
would
about that
play
the other
it.
day. Like, it'd be really cool if they'd bring out some more arcade-style sports games. I used to love like the NFL Blitz and NBA Hoops and
So,
not
Fice,
Hoops,
did you play NBA Jam?
NBA Jam? Yeah, I played the NBA Jam remake that came out not too long ago. It's not too bad. But I mean, like, do you remember like NFL Street and NBA Street? Like that they were just kind of loose with the rules and they were really easy to play. Like, wish they'd come back up.
Well, the
stuff
early
like that.
blitzes were fucking awesome, man, because like it was the real NFL players, and you could just beat the shit out of each other. And then they were like, "Ooh, the rules and shit, whatever," and they fucking ruined it. You know what I mean? Like they kept coming out with blitz games, but it wasn't. I mean, there may have been some real players, but it wasn't the fucking current players. You know, it was like retired people looking to make a payday. But yeah, that was disappointing. But yeah, more arcade shit would be cool. Did you play Disc Jam, Finest, the free game this month on PS4?
I've played it a few times. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Time waster. It's basically ping pong, but you can play it live against people, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty arcadey.
Yeah, it's pretty arcadey, but for a free game, I'm not going to say no to it.
Right, I hear you. But yeah, so anyway, so I think the reason you were going to talk about Mutant League was because you're going to ask us our favorite like obscure '90s cartoon.
And I'm surprised that you guys remember Mutant League because I've brought that up before with friends. I remember we had to talk about it. Fuck, I mean, back in college we had to talk about it, and only one guy that we were talking about knew what I was talking about.
Yep.
I mean, Mutant League
It's
is up there for me.
I think it was the kids who rode the bus.
Yeah, because they had to be up that fucking early, so they
You know
had
what
those cartoons on.
Speaking of that, you know what used to piss me off is like TBS. I used to watch Gilligan's Island in the morning, but since it like ended at like 7:35 or something,
Oh
I
yeah,
had to
because
get, I had to
TBS
be
used
out
to
on the
be.
bus like 7:30, so I would never see the end of Gilligan's Island. It would always get up to the point where they're getting ready to get off the island, and I never seen why they didn't make it off.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. That's not a superstation. That's fucked up.
I guess another obscure one that I remember is the Conan cartoon. Did you guys ever remember that? He had like it was like him and a chick and like a black dude, and he had a shield that had like a phoenix that came out of it, and it was like a goofy character. It came alive and talked and stuff.
I don't remember that at all.
Let me look that up and see if it.
What about Bruno the Kid? Do you remember Bruno the Kid?
The Bruce Willis thing?
Kid?
Yeah, it was Bruce Willis, but he was like a little kid or something, and it was just the Bruce Willis voice and
I don't
a
remember.
child.
Actually, I've never seen that.
It was fucking
remember
weird, man. Like I kind of liked it, but it wasn't like my favorite show by no means.
What about James Bond Jr.?
I remember James Bond Jr., which was weird because, okay, here's two reasons why it was weird. Number one, because he would introduce himself as Bond, James Bond Jr., which didn't really make, like, why would you say it like that? Nobody cares. Number two, why are you James Bond Jr., but the real James Bond is your uncle? That's not how juniors work. And that's obvious, so why are you doing that? But I do remember that show.
I think that they
What
just
about,
threw shows that's like throwing shit at a wall and seeing what would stick. I mean, there's so many short-lived cartoons like Life with Louie. Eek the Cat.
I kind of like Life with Louie, and Eek the Cat was whatever, but Life with Louie I liked a lot.
Terrible Thunder Lizards.
Yeah, I remember that was kind of like that always aired like right after Eek the Cat. I feel like for some reason in my mind those two are put together.
I think Eek the Cat was Fox trying to compete with Nickelodeon, like trying to kind of be that weird animation that's becoming popular.
I see, like kind of like their Ren and Stimpy type,
right?
Knockoff. I could see that kind of. I could see that, but I used to love the Tick. That's not so obscure, really, but for sure, easily one of my favorite cartoons growing up was the Tick. Absolutely loved it. And then, like, as I got a little older and it wasn't new anymore, they started showing reruns on fucking Comedy Central, and that made me think that the Tick was even cooler because, like, adults were watching this kid's cartoon, and I don't know. It just impressed me that would go in syndication on something like Comedy Central.
Oh, I forgot all about Rocco's Modern Life.
Another terrific one. Loved it. And I'm pretty sure that's from the same dude who ended up creating SpongeBob. But Rocco was fucking awesome. And if you want to talk about having adult jokes hidden in a kid's show, that's Rocco all day. For real.
Ren and Stimpy, that was funny. I remember I had the soundtrack. And the only song I remember on the soundtrack was Don't Pee on the Electric Fence.
What about the song about Log? You remember the Log song?
That wasn't Rocco. That was Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, we're talking about Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said a Rocco CD.
No, I had the Ren and Stimpy soundtrack. And I had that one. What else did it? I don't know how I ended up with the Ren and Stimpy soundtrack, but I had it.
It's just one of those things, dude. Because I had CDs like that too, and it's like you'd see them at like Dollar General for $3 randomly, and be like, "Hey, Mom, what's this?" You know, and she'd be like, "Whatever, it's $3, get it." You know, and then you got some fucking weird ass CD you'd never buy in a million years, but
yeah, it was weird as shit, and I was like listening to it. I always remember the only thing I barely remember that show because I haven't watched it since I was younger. But I remember that it was kind of like SpongeBob, where they would like zoom in on something and just make it really like detailed and disgusting. Yeah,
yeah. Ren and Stimpy was like that.
They kind of do that in SpongeBob, but not as detailed and great.
Well, yeah, because Stimpy had his like nose goblins or whatever, which was really just his boogers. And he had his collection of nose goblins, and they just, you know, do that shot that you're talking about, just super detailed fucking drawn boogers. And it's just like, what? I don't know. I don't get it, but I loved it as a kid for sure. That was one of my favorite shows.
Do you guys remember when Spike, like, was it Spike? I don't remember. That channel changed names a bunch of times, and they brought it back, and it was like the adult party version of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, they were bringing back Ren and Stimpy, and they did like something with Pam Anderson, like Stripperella. Some Kelsey Grammer show where he was like a rat or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they were trying to do, but I don't know if I even ever watched Ren and Stimpy, those ones, because like the funniness was that the adult shit was understated. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't right in your face. So I wouldn't want just fucking Stimpy cussing at me. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was that obvious. There may have been cussing. I don't know, but I do remember one joke that was like. Ren was in the mouth of some giant animal, maybe a whale or something, and the tonsils kept like, or whatever that's called in the back of your throat. What is that called? Anyway, it kept hitting him in the butt, and he was like, "No, Stimpy, I'm the pitcher, you're the catcher."
That's not so bad. I would accept that. But I also like whenever I was growing up, I also liked some of the fucking MTV cartoons. Like, obviously, Beavis and Butthead. But, like, did you guys ever watch The Max?
It was really screwed up. And, like, Aeon Flux?
Well, Aeon Flux I didn't really watch as much. But I know it seemed really, like, creepy to me. Like, the animation style. And I don't know, The Max was basically the same thing. So I don't know why that didn't creep me out. But big fucking superhero, I guess, dude. In a blue and purple and yellow suit.
Didn't it turn out that he was like a crazy person? Like all this was happening in his head or something?
Well, supposedly in the real world he was a crazy person, but he was still that fucking big. And then like sometimes he would snap into that other dimension where that chick who took care of him was like some Amazon princess. Yeah. It's very weird to explain, but if you watch it, it's fucking cool. It's worth it.
It's just weird what MTV was doing back then. Like, wasn't it all part of the same block, like Liquid Television or something? Is that what it's called?
That's what Beavis and Butthead started on, was Liquid Television. Yeah, but I thought that shit was fucking awesome.
That reminds me, I was messing around on HBO Go the other day, and they had all the Spawns on there.
Oh yeah.
And I only ended up watching like 10 minutes of it, but it was still pretty cool. Like, it still kind of held up.
I remember that old Spawn cartoon because I remember being young and seeing the cartoons have sex, and that like blowing my mind that it was cartoon sex. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'd not seen that much porno to begin with, let alone fucking cartoon porn. But it was on HBO, so they could do whatever they want.
Maybe that's what's wrong with our generation, is being exposed to primetime cartoon porn on HBO.
Nah, I mean, that's not the same as this generation where they grew up with internet porn. Like, I mean, I think we're all right. But of course I would. All right. But yeah, Mike Malibu, obscure 90s shows.
Mike Malibu, if you're watching,
Fuck
call
you.
Finest. Call Finest. He misses you.
Do you remember that time you met him? Because it was at the Ninja Turtle thing, so he remembers you. That's all I'm saying, Mike.
He high-fived me, all right?
Bullshit.
He has to remember that.
You're a goddamn liar.
He high-fived me.